Welcome back to Von Blues Boxing, man. What's going on with everybody, man? I wanted to drop basically another episode on a series that I started called Don't Sleep on Them. This is episode 3, and the fighter that I will be putting on for Don't Sleep on episode 3 is a man who will be fighting on February 13th in the main event against Jojo Diaz, Shavkat Rakhimov. Shavkat Rakhimov, he's from Tajikistan. Um, you know, pretty good 130 pounder, man. Ranked in the IBF, is pretty good fighter, man. Young fighter. I think he's about 26. I think he's got about 14, 15 wins. Shavkat, man, he's something else, man. That dude he's an exciting fighter to watch, man. If you like boxing and you like guys who bring pressure and come forward and want to, entertain and things of that nature, he's your man for it. And I wanted to put him on Don't Sleep on him because he's a live dog in this fight, man. He has a real chance of upsetting Jojo Diaz. You know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't made my predictions yet, so you don't know who I'm going for or who I'm picking to win this fight. But I wanted to put him on there because if he pulls this off, don't be surprised. You know what I'm saying? That's why I made Don't Sleep on him. You know what I'm saying? Because when these dudes, if they pull these fights off and they win, I wouldn't be surprised. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I started the series, and to give these fighters a little light. You know what I'm saying? So some of the things that Shavkat does really well, he turns his opponents really well. He's good at turning his opponents, meaning by, he turns outside, turns to the right, turns to the left. He turns his opponents well and gets on angles that, and gives, turns in angles where some of his fighters don't see the punches coming because he's so turned out on the outside of your lead foot or outside of your back foot. You don't see the punch coming. You think you do. You think you have time, but then boom, he catches you with something good and clean, and he can hurt you. He really has good power, man. Another thing that he does is he circles outside of his lead opponent's foot all day, every day. Like, I watched that against when he fought Fugi. I think Fungi, he fought this South African guy. He does that a lot, man. That's like one of his big things that he does. He loves circling outside of his opponent's lead foot. That's a old boxing basic, and he sticks to it, and he does a really good job. Another thing he does is when he doesn't throw a lot. I mean, Shavkat is not really the big, he doesn't throw a lot of volume to the body, but when he does throw to the body, he's a hard puncher, man. Like, I've seen him in that Castellanos fight. He hit him with some good shots to the body. He hit Fugi with some good shots to his body. I mean, he's a good body puncher. When he wants to go to the body, he can hurt you, man. And he throws body punches. He always seems to throw the body punches when his opponent's throwing punches. So he throws in between punches. He throws to the body in between punches, and he does a really good job. He knows how to place that punches to the body. He does not a lot. He doesn't even need too many punches, maybe one or two to the body. He'll land one, and he hurts his opponents to the body. Another thing is he has a thudding jab. He has a really thudding jab. Like, his jab is heavy. He hits you with it. You feel his jabs. He's got thudding jabs. He's got also good anticipation. He anticipates well when his opponents are throwing or when his opponents are covering up, or you know what I'm saying. He does a really good job of that, like anticipating when his opponents are throwing punches, anticipating when they're gonna cover up, or anticipating them trying to step outside to the left or step to the right, or step backwards. He does a good job of that. You know what I'm saying. Shavkat is just not a come forward pressure fighter. There's some skill to that. His style, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, he has excellent cardio, really good cardio. I mean, the way he fights, you have to have good cardio, and he just brings constant pressure, man. He wears his opponents down. He's always on the front foot, always pushing his opponents back, always wearing at him, always, coming after, coming forward. He'll take punches to give him, you know what I'm saying? Which is not always good, because as you get up in levels, like with a guy like Jojo Diaz, man, it could be bad. It could be bad if you know what I'm saying, you take punches to give punches. And, guys like Jojo Diaz, and other opponents, they're not going to take punches. They're going to give punches. They're going to avoid punches and block punches, and they're going to give them. So that's something that Shavkat, needs to work on coming in this fight, man. He's gonna have to work on his defense, man, because when he fought Castellanos, I can't say that man last name right, but when he fought him, he was getting hit with some clean, hard shots, and he looked like he looked like he got buzzed by a couple of them shots. Maybe not rocked or knocked, hurt, but he got buzzed. It was one of them where he was like, ooh, okay. And when he fought Fugi, he got hit with some good shots. Like defensively, that's where Shavkat got to make sure he on point against Jojo Diaz. He has to. If he's not on point with Jojo Diaz with his defense, I mean, it doesn't have to be Superman, but he has to be better defensively coming into this fight, because if he don't, Jojo Diaz is going to exploit that. He's going to exploit that if he doesn't. So that's the big thing about Shavkat. That's one thing I worried about him defensively. You know what I'm saying? That's the big thing I'm worried about him in this fight defensively. And then I worry, how does he do well? How does he do with somebody like Jojo Diaz who can box, punch, and brawl? A guy who can mix it up really well. How does he deal with that? That's the big question coming to me in this fight with Shavkat. How does he deal with that? How does he deal with somebody who's going to make him pay for his mistakes? You know what I'm saying? Or pay for, the times that he, often, for some of those things he do defensively, some of the mistakes he make defensively sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So Shavkat, he's a good fighter. That's the big thing that I'm worried about in this fight, and I hope that he makes sure he worked on in this fight. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be, a really good fight. And I hope that, check him out, man. Don't sleep on this dude, because he can pull it off, man. That man's got power. And the thing is, Jojo Diaz from the bell has to be ready mentally, for real. He's going to have to be ready, because he's coming, man. He's coming forward. That man know one way, and he's coming forward. Shavkat can box. He has some boxing skills, but Shavkat wants to break and wear his opponent down. He wants to break you, man. That's just how he fight. He want to break you down, and he's got power. He can hurt guys, and he's a big dude for that weight class. So don't sleep on him, man. I haven't given my predictions. I'm actually going to drop that tomorrow for Jojo Diaz, or I'm going to drop Brian Castano and Patrick Chisera predictions tonight, and then tomorrow Jojo Diaz and Shavkat. I'm going to give my predictions for that, man. So I just wanted to give y'all, just don't sleep on him, man. Episode part 3, man. Von Blues Boxing, baby. I'm out.